Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know by now I review many photographic, audio and video related products. And if you're new here, well, that's exactly what I do. And today we're looking at a camera that I recently purchased. Actually, I purchased it a week ago to complement my other Sony cameras. And what I've purchased is the Sony A7R III. And here it is. It's quite an old camera now. I think it's 3 years old. I don't know about this particular one, but this model is about 3 years old because there's now an A7R IV. But I bought the 3 because, well, price really, I didn't want to spend on a 4, so I got the 3. And it's very, very similar. And I'm just going to do a quick sort of introduction to the A7R III today, and then I'll be doing separate videos in the future on its video features and doing some video content, and on its stills features, because it's a great hybrid camera. It really is a phenomenal hybrid camera, and I can say that with confidence because I've really enjoyed using it. I'm really glad that I purchased it. Firstly, it isn't incredibly heavy. It's 465 grams body only, and that did surprise me. I thought it would be heavier than that, but it feels great. It's got a much better grip than what the A7C is. The close-up shot you're seeing that I'm filming now is actually being filmed on my Sony A7C with the Sony 85mm f1.8 lens fitted to it. So it's a great image quality, great camera, and that is my favourite video camera because of the video features that it has. And the two major ones for me is no record limit, and you can power it from a USB block, although I don't need to do that because the Z mount batteries are so good anyway. They just keep going on and on and on and on. But it's the no record limit in 4K and 1080. It doesn't overheat, just keeps on going. This A7R III has a 30-minute record limit, so I just have to be, you know, conscious of that record limit. Also with the A7C, it's got the articulating screen that flips all the way out for vlogging and that kind of malarkey. Although, to be fair, in the studio here, I always put a monitor on top. It's a bigger screen, and for my eyes, it's just easier to see a bigger monitor, and I can see the audio levels a lot clearer on this bigger monitor. The A7R III has the, I say traditional, but it has the tilty-wilty screen that goes up, not all the way up, but goes up and goes down, which is, for photography, is ideal because, you know, if I'm doing low angle shots, I can see what I'm photographing down low. And if I'm doing high angle shots, you know, you can clearly see, you know, what you're photographing or videoing if that's what you're doing. And it does take the Sony Z mount batteries, which is great. A, I only need one type of battery for the cameras that I have. But B, it just goes on forever. That's the Sony Z battery. It's quite a big battery, much better than the FW50 batteries that the A7R II took. And it's got contrast and phase detect autofocus points, and they're great. I mean, it's 400 and, oh, I'm not sure, I'll put in the description, 460 is it, something like that. But the autofocus is phenomenal. It's pin sharp, it's great. Also, it has animal detect as well as human detect, which is great. You can, you know, it will detect animal eyes or human eyes. It's great camera. I purchased it because the A7C is a 24 megapixel sensor, which is lovely, but you are limited a wee bit to how tight you can crop an image on, you know, that come off that particular camera. As any camera that has 24 megapixels, you certainly can crop, but you wouldn't want to be cropping too tight. I wanted to play with a larger sensor, well, not sensor, but a larger megapixel sensor to see how far I can crop and still print A3 or even 10x8s if you don't want to print as big as A3. So the A7R III has a 42 megapixel full frame sensor built in there, and that is great for, you know, cropping and producing large prints. Now I relate that to video as well because I always shoot everything in 4K. I always shoot everything in 4K, and the reason why I do that it gives me a lot of flexibility with editing. If I've got it slightly wonky, maybe I want to tighten it up a bit, and what have you. With 1080, you're very, very restricted as to how much cropping you're doing, etc, etc. So 4K gives you a lot more flexibility in editing, even though I do output on the 1080 timeline, and what goes up to YouTube is in 1080. Well, the beauty with 4K, I can crop. Well, that's the same with stills with a 42 megapixel sensor. You can crop tighter. The other beauty with using a 42 megapixel sensor is that this camera, as with the A7C does as well, this camera has obviously your full frame mode, but it's got an APS-C mode, or as Sony call it, a super 35mm mode. Now I've got that set up on a function button. With the A7R Mark II, you couldn't put it on a function button, but I have on this one. So on this one, I've set up this bottom button here to go from full frame to APS-C, and that just crops it into, you know, a smaller part of a sensor. So if you've got a lens, say, I don't know, a 28 to 75 lens. Now watch this, this one is for 17 to 28, but 28 still isn't quite close enough. You can just crop it in tighter and you get a much tighter, you get a, well, not much, you get a 1.5 times crop. And that might be just enough to get that image you're looking for. So, and you don't lose, well, you do lose quite a few pixels, but because it is a 42 megapixel sensor, that takes that down to 18 megapixels, which is, you know, pretty decent. 18 megapixels that easily print an A3 print. So that's another reason why I got this camera, because I thought, well, I can play with using the APS-C 35mm mode, and that would be so much fun to play with. I don't have to keep changing lenses. I might only need to keep one lens on the camera body, and then just use that that function button to go in tighter. So a lot of fun to play with that. Obviously in 4K video, well, not 4K video, but in video you can use that mode as well. So if you're shooting, yeah, certainly 4K, hit that function button and that'll take you into a cropped part of a sensor so you can zoom in effectively, and it works, you know, works tremendous. Now, the video quality that comes off this camera is better than what it was on the A7R Mark II, even in 4K full frame mode. It was quite soft on the A7R II. On this one it isn't, it's a lot sharper, it's a lot better. But you're still going to get just that little bit better quality using the super 35mm mode. I will probably shoot on full frame, to be honest, simply because when it's going down to YouTube, the compression is so high in YouTube anyway, you're not going to notice it. You know, you're not going to notice the sharpness difference between a full frame and an APS-C mode. But like in the studio here, if I've put a lens on that isn't quite tight enough, for example, I'm filming the wide shot on my Panasonic S5. Great camera, I'm loving that camera as well, actually. Great camera, but that also obviously has the super 35mm mode and the full frame mode. Now I've got the Sigma 45mm lens fitted to it in full frame mode. Now if I wanted to crop in tighter, I don't need to take that lens off. I can just go straight to super 35mm mode. That would be, you know, that would be really useful. I'm getting some other shots as well with my Sony ZV-1s. The tight shots here is being filmed on the Sony ZV-1, and I've got an overall shot over there being filmed on my Insta360R, and I've got another ZV-1. I don't know if I'll use that angle, that's over in that corner over there. So there we go. So yeah, so that's the reason why I purchased the A7R Mark III. I wanted to play with that larger megapixels. Now, as far as image quality is concerned, we all know the images that come off this sensor are great, because the A7R II was great, it's got the same sensor, but the processing in this is better. So I've got some images here that I've recently took in the last couple of days, and absolutely sharpness is phenomenal, but it's for colours, it's for depth. You know, if we look at you know, some of these, when you zoom in, once the computer, there we go, renders it, look at the sharpness and clarity and detail is absolutely out of this world. It's so good, so pleased with you know, what this sensor produces. So the images that come off this sensor are great and ideal for cropping if you do want to crop, you know, if you do want to crop your images, as I said earlier, being that it's 42 megapixels is, you know, ideal. I haven't cropped any of these. These are what have come straight out of camera. But if we zoom in 100%, you can see the edges are just beautiful. You know, plenty of scope there for cropping in tighter if that's what you're, you know. And there may well be many occasions when you need to crop in tighter. And, you know, great camera, great images. This software, by the way, what I'm using is Luminar AI. They got an AI2 update, and it's a great bit of software. I use it all the time. I do use Lightroom as well. I haven't completely switched from Lightroom, but Luminar 4 and Luminar AI is a fantastic alternative to Lightroom, and you can do so much with it. You've got all your editing features that you have in, you know, Lightroom and Photoshop and all the other programs, you know. So you've got your lightness, control, brightness, it's got artificial intelligence. But the fun thing I love about AI and how quick and easy it is, you can replace the skies and make a, you know, a really interesting sky. Let's look at this image, for example. That's not an interesting sky, is it? It's flat, nothing there. Let's put in something dramatic. Maybe I've gone a bit crazy with this one, but let's put that one in, see what that does. Look at that. That is awesome, isn't it? Let's go full screen on that. Now that's added so much more drama. Now we can increase the brightness and contrast and, you know, saturation and anything else that you want to do. Let's just go into light, and then we let's take the highlight. It's the shadows really we want to bring up, isn't it? Bring the shadows up, maybe even over the highlights, take them down, you know, whatever. And so you can do so much with Luminar 4 and Luminar AI in a matter of seconds, and then you can further enhance that if you ever wanted to. But actually I quite like that sky, that fits that quite nicely. Yeah, now the reason why I'm promoting this, A, I have purchased it and I use it, so I think that's important to say that. But B, I have got a link to my other website where you can download a trial version of either Luminar 4 or Luminar AI. And if you do decide that you want to purchase it, use the code AVP when you check out and you get $10 off. So that's got to be good, isn't it? You know, and it's not expensive anyway. It may well save you having to pay that horrible that horrid subscription fee to Lightroom, well, Adobe every month. It may not, but it may do. So there we go. Yeah, great bit of software, but equally as importantly, a great camera, the A7R III. I haven't tried the A7R IV, but they're incredibly similar. I just love the A7R III, and the lovely thing with Sony, the autofocus is what's incredibly important for me, but the vast range of lenses. I've got the Tamron 17-28 lens fitted to this, you know, but as I say, the A7C, I've got my Sony 85mm lens fitted to it, so there is a vast range of lenses available for the Sony ecosystem. So there we go. That's a very quick introduction. It's not an in-depth look at its features and, you know, and all the rest of it, but that's an introduction to why I purchased the Sony A7R III. And as I say, keep your ears and eyes open for videos showing its video quality and its more information about, and more pictures and more information about its stills quality. So there we go. Thanks for watching. I hope you found my channel useful. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. It means a lot to me. It's helping me grow the channel, and I really appreciate that. I also really appreciate all the comments that people are leaving. That is also helping grow the channel. So many thanks indeed, and hit the like button if you found this video useful and you want to see more videos like this. You know, it's well worth subscribing. So once again, many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos relating to video and photography. Cheers for now. Bye.